I love it. Number 5 here.
Yep.
He says, go toward big decisions even without authority versus turn away from even the small decisions to have the authorities to make it.
This is a joke. I was just talking. I literally was just joking with someone yesterday about this.
Okay.
But like people who do not have the entrepreneurial mindset will go, I don't know. I don't want to make the call. If I were to order that cord and it was the wrong cord, I don't want it on me.
Yeah.
I don't want blood on my hands. I do not want the blood on my hands. So the other day, one of our staffers was asking me, he says, hey, do we want to do this or this? And it was a very small decision, just so we're clear. It was about the food items we have at our office for staff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need you to make the decision. I don't want the blood on my hands. I don't want to be the one who gets, I don't want to be told that I'm the guy who made the call about what water to buy. If I start making that call, people start talking, people start hating. I don't want it on my hands. Okay, so you decide and don't tell me.
Right.
We didn't even have this conversation. Just joking with them, because that's the mindset you hear so often in corporate America. It's a bunch of BS.
I love it.
BS as in, again, that stands for business schools? No, it stands for bachelors of science.
Okay, it's a bunch of bachelors.
Which isn't a bad
of
thing
science.
if you have it in a skill-driven degree area.
Number
like communications
6. Number 6.
Humanities. Or
see your circumstances as illustrative. Are we done here?
No, I'm sorry. I just was thinking of practical skills. History was one of those.
I'm just going to continue.
I'm so sorry.
See your circumstances as temporary versus see your circumstances as fixed and permanent.
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yes.
I was thinking about recreation is also a degree you could have where you don't actually, well, it is a skill. Sorry, could you go back one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. It says see your circumstances as temporary versus see your circumstances as fixed and permanent.
Okay, here's the deal. Those of you who might not know, Caleb is a super duper talented speaker. Like he's actually done public speaking for years, done that. And you also have, what's the name of the CDs that people can buy in the store right now? Tell me.
Those are the Jonathan Park that I did as a kid.
It's called Jonathan Park. It's an audio series, isn't it not?
Yeah, it's true.
We were at the Mall of America in Minnesota. Yeah. We go in there and I'm like, I have a son. My son's turning 8. I go in there and I'm like, Mall of America, I go in there, Mall of America. we're looking in, it's like a boy store. They sell stuff. And I go in there and I'm looking for, for stuff for a little boy, stuff like army clothes and space ice cream. Cap guns, just spy gear. Right. I go in there and I see the Jonathan Park audio series. Yeah. And that's your stuff. Yeah. And what's crazy is that, as a kid, when you were recording that was your current reality, and now you're doing this. Right. But your parents and you had to have the wisdom to say, and I think a lot of it was driven by your parents, but now it's your own decision. Right. But it's like, I see my kid not as a kid who's a normal kid. I see my kid as a kid who has the talent to make audio books that they're going to buy in department stores and retail stores all across the country and the world. Mm-hmm. And so your mom and dad probably talked and they're like, I think he could do it. Mm-hmm. And then the question someone will say, not you, but other people will say, well, have you ever done it before? Right. That's the stupid question that most people ask. Right. Well, has anyone ever done it before? Right. People always ask me so stupid. People always want to come work with me because I'm good at growing businesses. And then they'll be like, I want to come work with you. I heard your building thrive. And I say, that's true. And they go, well, what does the typical salesperson make? Well, you take 0 and you add that times whatever. It's 0. Obviously, because you're the first one. You're a pioneer. Right. You're a freaking pioneer. Obviously, it's 0. Mm-hmm. But you have to view it as that is not the reality. That's just a temporary, illusionary situation. Our son, Caleb, Karen and Clint, your mom and dad had to say, our son does not have public speaking skills. Mm-hmm. He does not have the ability to narrate a book. Mm-hmm. But we know that if we practice enough, he will. Right. And then you became great at it through practicing. Yeah. And now as an adult, you're practicing, getting better. It's awesome. But you have to have that mindset. You can't just go, well, has he ever recorded? How old were you when you did that?
I think it was 12.
Yeah. So has our 12-year-old son ever recorded an audiobook series that's in national retail stores? Right. Well, I don't think so. No, they couldn't have that mentality. Yeah. You have to view your current situation as an illusion. Yeah. Come on now.
That's huge. So this mindset, the difference here between the employee mindset, the entrepreneur mindset, this is This is a game changer. You're saying this is how we get paid for our value if you've got the entrepreneurial mindset?
To quote Montel Jordan,
Okay.
this is how we do it.
Oh, wow. This is how we do it, huh?
Yep.
I love it. Well, in review, what we've done is we've touched on 3 different principles, okay?
Yeah.
The first one was we are what we do, okay? Then we touched on success never comes before work.
Come on.
Except in the dictionary. Obviously, we established that. And then 3, decide to have the entrepreneurial mindset versus the employee mindset.
Absolutely.
Now, talk to the person right now, the thriver on the other side of this camera. If you're addressing that person and they're saying, I hear what you're saying, I don't know that I can really do that where I'm at right now, or I'm not sure that I can have this entrepreneurial mindset because of my boss or because of my situation. What do you say to this person who's struggling with actually implementing the action steps you gave?
Henry Ford once said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yeah, either way.
So right now is sort of that decision point for you. Do you believe that you can actually do it? Because if you do, that's going to affect your thoughts. And those thoughts are going to start to affect the words. And those words affect your actions. And your actions are going to affect your habits.
Right.
And your habits affect your values. And your values affect your destiny.
Right.
And so you have to decide right now, do you believe it? Because if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford.
And what's incredible to me is you've given us these super moves all without, telling us which performance enhancing drugs you use and which ones we should use, and you're saying that it can be done without those.
Well, I think that
fascinating
I
to
think that even the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I grew up in the Dallas Cowboys. They won 3 Super Bowls right there.
Well, America's team. So.
And then how old were you when they won that?
I was very young.
Okay, so I've noticed is that as Caleb has become, you entered into that age of consciousness. Once you became a full, mature person,
Yeah.
the team has lost. And I'm not saying there's any at all parallels there, other than I'm just saying they won a lot.
Oh.
And then you came onto the scene,
Yeah.
and the team has not won at all, really any meaningful games at all in like 22 years or 18
Yeah.
years. How many years is it? I can't remember. I don't know if it's your exact age or if it's a little bit less. But the point is, those are unrelated topics. Nothing we should notice. Don't see patterns here, folks.
Yeah.
Just focus on unrelated patterns. You just look around and say, you know what? Just because gravity tends to happen a lot, it doesn't mean that's a law. That's not even a pattern.
I'm going
That's
to be
just
honest. I've spent a lot of time thinking about that pattern.
You brought America's team
It's-
down.
It's tough. It's tough for me, but it's okay. We'll win this year. Dallas Cowboys.